Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's right. So, okay, thank you.
Okay, we go to this session.
Case number 2015 PZ 16, an application of planning and zoning for property located at 5120 Warrensville Road, applicant for Reese Lewis of Politics Lounge LLC. Approval of a conditional use permit to operate a bar in a neighborhood commercial zoning district. Chapters 127804D, 126108, 126212.
Okay, you are Maurice.
Maurice Lewis.
Okay, name and address, please.
Maurice Lewis, 10422 Toll, Minderville, Ohio.
Okay. We'll catch up with this one. You got it? Already wrote that? Okay. You want to give us your plan and what you're trying to do with the property at 5120?
Well, currently I own against the Grain Barbershop, which is 500 feet from 5120. I've been there since 2005.
And it's across the street, yes, sir?
Pardon me?
Same side.
Same side?
Same side.
Oh, that, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I know which one now. Not the school,
No, not
the other one.
Right,
yeah.
right. So
I'm trying
I've
to
been
picture
there.
the place against.
Right next to the
I know where it is.
Are you in the plaza?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, where we
No,
found.
it's right where the
Yeah,
alley.
right next door to Weezer.
Okay, where the alley is.
Next- next-
Okay, all right, fine.
Okay, I've been there since 2005. So, since I've been there, as I got older, I see the neighborhood. I see money leaving out of the neighborhood. I see mom and pop stores next door to me that are empty. Well, I see. I think the biggest fault is we got Walmart and Home Depot right there at the next two lights. So mom and pops can't make it there anymore. So I'm a big advocate of changing the community a little. I see bottles everywhere. I walk up and down the street, pick up the bottles. The landlord that I rent from now is Jonah, and I asked him to allow me to take over the property as far as the landscaping, clean up or whatever. So that's been fine. So as well as Bonnie, who moved across the street, which is K9 Council. And actually Charles across the street that just couldn't. And so we've been trying to keep that
area.
clean. And so in which I had the opportunity to purchase formerly the auto. So it was on my bucket list to always own a bar. I own 2 beauty salons. Well, between me and my wife, we own 2 beauty salons and like 7 rental properties. So in which I'm in the process of purchasing the building at 5120. And so far we put a lot of money into the landscaping of the property as well as the inside of the property, in which I want to change the element of that bar. I'm going to make it a 30 and over bar. I'm going to have actually I had a meeting with Captain Hansen last week, like 45-minute meeting with him, as well as had a meeting with Sergeant Sparks of the deputies of Cuyahoga County, in which I'm going to have security Thursday through Sunday, as well as a 16-camera surveillance camera around the whole property.
Actually, we have a surveillance camera already put in around the entire property.
Yes.
This is my wife.
Yeah, 16 cameras already there.
Yeah.
We put them in and, sorry.
And so, I'm going to have a male and female to pat one down with a wand, as well as security on the inside. I'm going to change the whole development the whole outlook of that. I know the history of that bar,
Checker.
but I'm asking, and I went to Captain Hanson just for my own file. Don't hold me accountable for what they do. I'm a straight up guy, never used drugs in my life, no felonies, I have a daughter in college. And I want to go home to them every day. We have a kitchen in there as well as we're going to serve mussels, calamari, gumbo, that type of stuff. We have 14 TVs we put in. We're going to use the front entrance as well, because I thought of the back entrance that I have residences through the trees in the back. So I'm going to use the front entrance. I have 400 watts on each side of the building, so the building will be illuminated. Hey, just one thing.
So I guess we're gonna start with the issue that I've had with that property since day one.
Okay.
And now that it's in full effect next to you, the school,
Let's go.
how do you feel about your patrons next to a school?
Actually, I met Angela,
Okay?
as well as I met Sam at Gordon Glass.
Yep.
And we became good friends in a matter of weeks. And I know Sam's kind of on the fence because I'm sure he's seen
He's seen it all there.
it all. So I'm sure he's trying to feel me out a little bit. And so in which me and him discussed the driveway, as far as us going to take care of the driveway. Now the parking, we all decided we were going to use each other's, as well as Romae's, as well as Carl's, as well as Jonah, in which I had the signatures for those. As far as the school, we're going to be open from 11 to, truly, I hope till 2:30. But if it's not going to close it down, we can get out of here.
11 a.m. 11 a.m.
Yeah,
That may-
that'll be like for lunch, because we do have the kitchen in there, so we really want to kind of serve food and, be available, to even just, deliver and have a delivery service kind of set up. So we want to be able to, utilize the kitchen.
You gonna close for any period in the middle of the day or stay open the whole
Stay
time?
open all the way through.
So that's 11 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Yes. It was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I would like to be closed at 1. As well as,
So Thursday through Saturday till 2,
Yeah. till 2.
and then Sundays, are you open?
football season. You got me.
Okay, and you're open till what time on Sunday?
Maybe 1.
And some of the things that we do have planned, because more so, we just want to change the perception of what actually has been,
Sure.
what was attached to that
Who wouldn't?
situation.
And right now, it looks like
Let's
what
keep
you're
it real.
trying to do is get a feel of how the business is going to go, because these times are not kind of set here. You're just kind of trying to get a feel of how the crowd's going to be.
But actually, if the crowd is okay on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm not going to just stay open just because it's 2 o'clock. Go home.
One thing I wanted
I'm
to say to you, I met your mother.
And you think she didn't know good things to say about you,
Isn't
but,
that
you
awesome
know.
how that works? No, she did say some great things about you. And the good thing about what you just said here, that's exactly what she said, that you own a business. I actually been in your barber shop when we was kind of investigating you at that time. Well, I mean, I like what you said here. One thing that that stuck out to me is the cameras and the safety. And that's been our big, is keeping people safe. I mean, at the end of the day, you can't control if someone wants to do something to harm somebody. Unfortunately, there's alcohol involved. Certain things you just can't control. But if your protocol has something in place where it shows that you have a high security plan, that makes me feel better about it. If you're operating the business.
Also something for our security that we kind of proactive about.
So 16 cameras, that's
Yeah, 16 cameras. I mean, 16 cameras, that's what comes in a camera system today, is 8 or 16. So this is something you get at Sam's Club, so I'm glad that somebody's taking initiative. But as much trouble as happened over there, cameras don't alleviate all the pains and risks.
Right.
So what kind of security plan do you guys have? Not security cameras, security plan. You said one with a woman and a gentleman?
Yes.
Okay, that's at the door. How about the parking lot? Is it gonna get a 10-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute round? Is it gonna get, because at the end of the day, you are open at 11. The school is open at that time. You have trouble kids at that school. And we just don't wanna see your establishment with these young kids in it that are already troubled. Because to me, there's a fine line between those two places being next to each other.
Well, when I had security on the inside, I came up to meet Captain Hanson and asked for him to survey the property as much as he wants. You're not stopping. I invite you to.
But now you're putting that burden on the police of Maple Heights.
He said, well, most bar owners don't want that due to the fact that I want that.
I understand that, but at the end of the day, they're still not there for your
No. Don't
for your
get it just-
business.
just
They're
for
there.
me. No,
They're
no.
there for the community.
No, I get that, but I welcome it. I'm taking, they had a tent on the front, I'm taking it off.
Sure.
I want you to be able to
See
see
it.
visible.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
not hiding anything.
Sure.
Also, we did, look into having, police
You answered my
actually,
question before I asked you.
and we wanted, we did look into having police actually on staff.
Sure.
So that was another thing, and, to where they can, just be there so that we, it's more comfortable for everyone.
Yeah, Maple Heights do not allow
Right.
police officers to
They,
be on staff, but
Security needs to be
Security.
licensed.
Yeah, security, yes.
So they have
Department.
They have to go through the police
Through the-
department. They have to be approved by the police
Right.
department. But at the end of the day, just like we did the Weaves, I think there's a square footage that you guys have in that building. And I'm sure we're gonna come to that determination that we're gonna expect more than just the two people with the wand at the front door.
It's gone.
And so, I don't know if it's to the square footage or how we did it last time.
By occupancy.
By occupancy.
For every 50 in occupancy, one security guard for the indoors plus one for the
So if
outside.
your occupancy
So if your occupancy is
about 50,
200,
then you need 3
4.
security on all day, every day.
53.
So those are the things that might affect your business and outlook on your business, but at the end of the day, it will protect your business and let your business grow. And without it, I feel, especially it being what it was, not saying it's gonna be anymore, but it's gonna take a little time for people to see the change. And I know that you're gonna change it dramatically outside, so right from the word rip, you're gonna come in, you're gonna see difference. You're gonna see nice landscape, you're gonna see the windows open, you're gonna see yourself inside, which is exactly what everybody would want.
This is me.
Sure.
And the only thing I can do is speak for me.
Sure.
I've been owning properties and businesses since 19 whatever.
Sure.
How it is how I invest, I keep the landscape up, I paint, I keep everything together. And like I asked, I wouldn't have done this unless I can purchase the bit, because I have faith in me. And that's all I got.
Mr. Lewis, I can see that, because the uniqueness about what you're doing here, you have a business down the street.
Right,
So your reputation, you have more vested
right.
in that area than an owner that just coming in, just want to put a bar
Right.
in and just
Read
get out of town. Right. So, and, for me, speaking on my part here on the board, you have hit on some things that normally we have to ask, and you already touched on. For me, I know the board may have other questions, because I was gonna ask about the tent on the windows, this make it seem so dark.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to hear that you're gonna take that off.
Yes.
Because you have to, I'm not saying that our bar had anything to hide, but I just think it's a safe, it's
Right.
more
I
safer.
want to be able to
people
look
see
in
it.
and be able to look.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we wanted to be welcoming where people can come and feel comfortable.
That's right.
They know what they're getting into.
They know exactly what they're
And
doing.
you cut hair, who's gonna run the bar?
I can run yourself. It's like I
It's
come
like a
here,
barbershop.
I have a manager there, I have the barbershop. I'm trying to find my way out. Barbering have a life. sooner or later, my limbs is not gonna be what they were. So, it's more so I had to find my eye. I'm just an honest guy, you know.
My barber's 80 years old.
He's never gonna tell you what's new and trending.
No, I get to get a haircut and that's it. So I would like to hear from the council person in that district. Can you let your comments, please, Richard?
Based on the condition that I know the business owner and I know about the business that he's had for the past few years in the city, I feel more comfortable with this group coming before this board and making an investment in this building, with the willingness to purchase the building, taking the safety steps to make sure that the clientele as well as the community is safe. I do have some concerns about the lapse of time while the school's in operation, while the bar is open. I also want to make sure about lighting. I want to make sure about the surrounding security in terms of the parking lot, because you have people who will be parking that's wooded. I know there's a light, but I want to see more lighting, and I want to make sure that that area is paved. Same with the security plan. I want to make sure that the clientele are not going into, per se, a jail or something, but I want to make sure that people feel welcome, that it's a place for adult entertainment, for people to have a drink, to have a hors d'oeuvre and relax, but not feel that they are in a prison with going through all of these security. I want to have businesses in the community that people can have responsible fun that are not problematic to the surrounding community. I want to be a community that's welcoming to businesses, but it's got to be a reciprocal exchange. So I want to make sure that the fine points in terms of lighting, safety, all the building ordinances are followed, and everything else that's in play, as well as security.
Definitely.
As well as I want it to be welcoming, just like you said with the tinted windows, and just the overall appearance of the structure. I want to see an enhancement in the overall aesthetics of that block.
Right.
So I want to see that.
Is that your support, or is that?
I'm supporting it. Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Do you have any blueprints of the inside?
Actually, I was returning, I didn't know I was returning in because actually it's a third floor to it, in which I want to add to it. And so that was the blueprint for that.
He gave an existing plan, but also a plan of what, proposed plan as well in there.
So you're saying that you're going to use the third floor?
Yes.
We want to eventually,
And you said from 30 and over, right?
for just like
Yes.
events, like for baby showers or, things of that nature. We want
I
to.
think that would help you. One of the problems we were had, they could not get rid of that bad element. No matter how hard they tried, it just kept coming back. So I think the 30 and over will help.
I think where they started, they couldn't get out. I'm not chasing anything. So it's more so, I just want to see something done right. And
If I can interject also, if you're going to add additional space, we're going to have to take a look at the parking. Because the parking is based, and I notice here that they have it based on the building footprint, but it's actually based on the space that you're using. I think last time,
It's just the main
when we
floor.
approved the R-Bar, I think our requirement was around 40 spaces, which I think between the properties that you submitted, we'll have it, but I think we should get at least an inventory of how many spaces at each site are going to be available. And on this particular, on your site, I noticed, they've got 18 spaces shown. Or they've got, actually, I'm sorry, they got 22 shown. Part of the problem is when you have that many spaces there's no room for the dumpster. So, I don't know that you're going to be able to get that many. Well, I know, but I think they're showing, like, from the back wall to the property line, they're showing parking spaces. So I don't think you're really going to be able to do that because you have to have a space for your dumpster. So I don't doubt that between the 3 locations, you'll have enough spaces, but, I think we need to have an accurate accounting for each site as to how many spaces will be available, just for the record.
For the third floor.
And also about that third floor.
Exactly.
I know that the fire department's going to want to talk about egress. And to me, that's going to be your biggest hurdle. If you have one way in, one way out, it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Egress is huge.
Okay.
You don't wanna be trapped in the upstairs. That's the bottom line.
It's two ways in and out.
So I don't know what the.
You'll need to
fire
have that
department-
inspected though,
Sure.
because the last
So
time
what
that
I'm-
had nothing to do.
That would need to be approved on architect design drawings.
Right,
and
we had that.
go to the building commissioner.
Okay.
We don't have that. So, right now as it sits, it's the first floor that you're proposing, the
Right.
new sign.
Exactly.
Is there any change in seating layout from what the previous owner said? I know you had half the building was set up as the bar area and the other half was tables and chairs, it seemed.
It's
No,
like,
it was
it's
two
two bar
bars.
areas and tables and chairs.
Okay.
And then they also said they were using the basement, if I'm not mistaken, part of
For
it was being.
restrooms.
Well,
Restrooms,
used
that
as
was for
an office.
restrooms.
It was just for restrooms.
Yeah, but they also
There's
had
no
an office
service
area.
They had,
down there.
yeah, for their
Okay.
office space, but no
Restrooms
public
in the basement.
space.
Right.
So it didn't
So there
increase
was
the
there's
numbers.
one on the main floor and then,
No, well, there's
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
restrooms in the basement.
so both the women's and men's bathroom are
Yeah.
downstairs in the basement.
Downstairs, yeah.
And that was like that on your original one.
Yeah, sure,
too.
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, you're
And then we
probably
did
under
get,
100 occupant load.
I'm sorry. We did get, estimate as well for the driveway for to have that repaired.
And me and Gordon Lance is gonna pretty much divide that to get that done.
So you're gonna separate the cost between the two?
Yes.
To make it aesthetically nice.
Yeah, I personally am glad that you are deciding to stay in the community and invest in Maple Heights. You could have booked if you wanted to. You could have packed up and left, and you did not do that. You're staying here. You're going to try to make the neighborhood better. And we need that positive encouragement, and we need to see the example. And you're starting in a good direction to have that example. You're already a business owner in the city, and I'm sure people support you, but otherwise your business wouldn't still be here. So that goes a long way.
And I talked to your mother.
Okay, so then are we ready?
Sounds already.
All right, then I'd like to make a motion for approval of a conditional use permit to operate a bar in a neighborhood commercial zoning district under chapters 1278.04D, 1261.08, and 1262.12, subject to the following conditions. One licensed and bonded security guard for every 50 people. Number based on fire department's occupancy number. Example, 150 max occupancy equals 3 security guards. For all open hours. No use of the third floor at this time until inspected. Added security lighting on all sides of building and pavement repair.
Would that be second floor?
Yeah, it's not.
Second
Oh,
floor.
yeah, second floor. Yeah.
Well,
Definitely no third floor.
I guess I'm going basement, main, third.
He said third floor, y'all.
Heather said third floor. so
I am so sorry. Let's correct that.
Not bad. You're gonna build a third floor.
The hardest part is gonna be keeping the old people out and letting them know it's new people in town, new sheriff, right?
Yes.
And just so you know, the
You don't
3
want that.
security guards that he's talking about all have to be security licensed.
Through the local police department, they do it.
Not just one, all.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start over again. Let me read it again, just, sure I got it. Okay, approval of I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the conditional use permit to operate a bar in a neighborhood commercial zoning district under chapters 1278.04D, 1261.08, and 1262.12, subject to the following conditions. One licensed and bonded security guard for every 50 people. Number based on fire department's occupancy number. Example, 150 max occupancy equals 3 security guards. For all open hours, the 3 security guards, yeah. No use of the second floor at this time until inspected. Added security lighting on all sides of the building and pavement repairs. subject to the city engineer approval, the fire department approval, the police department approval, and the building department approval.
I have a question. On the front of the building, it's, we put in for the sign for, it's a huge light, bright white.
The lighting you
It's-
described to us, that's what's required for you to finish. You know, you said the 400
watt
and,
on each
yeah.
side.
Right.
As long as those are in operating conditions and the building department goes there and
Okay,
gives you the.
Everything else is just standard building code.
okay.
Just to finish what you told us you were doing.
They know what we're looking for in that,
Okay.
that aspect.
Okay.
Is there a second?
I'll second. First.
Okay.
Arnold?
Yes?
Diakinyashu, yes. Austinson?
Yes.
Jeanette?
Yes.
Weber?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would have never thought it would happen. But you two proved me wrong, and there it is. That's all I can say about that. I appreciate you guys.
Yes.
We need you guys to sign some paperwork up here. I said, not in my spot.
Glad to see it.
Because I'm an idiot. I'm the secretary.
Good luck. Sorry about giving you that runaround.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I'm gonna get somebody very concerned about
You guys both have nice looking salon barber shops too, by the way.
Sleep well at night because of it, so just want to make sure that this can stop.
Well, you know what?
Love to see you. Thanks again for coming in.
No problem.
We appreciate that.
Okay, hearing
Definitely
nothing
got
else.